This is the Misfit Vegan Podcast, episode 367. I want to just say two things. Number one, you don't get motivated to do it. You do it, and then you get motivated. I just finished working out with some ladies from my food addiction freedom course, and I'm so happy that I did. I'm so happy because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to work out. I did not feel like it. I wasn't in the mood. And you know what? I know that I've said on this podcast a few times that I love to work out, and I do. But even though you love to do something, you don't always want to do it every day. So like yesterday, I took a really intense workout class. It was a HIIT training, and it was just an hour of nonstop. I couldn't even do it all, but it was just super intense. And today I woke up extremely sore and in a lot of pain, and I did yoga and that helped, but I'm still in pain. I mean, I'm really sore, which is part of the process. I understand, but I didn't want to work out. But then I did it with my ladies because I had to, because I told them I would, and now I feel so much better and I feel less sore, honestly. And I'm probably going to get a massage later because I'm still in pain. But the point is that I just wish everybody in the world understood that motivation happens after you do something. Like, I'm so happy I did it, and I do it over again, but I didn't want to. And, I couldn't cancel, so that helped. But, technically, I almost did. My roommate was like, why don't you just cancel? You're your own boss. You don't have to do this. And I'm just like, yeah, but my ladies are counting on me. And this is why community is so important. This is why accountability is so important. Join a workout class, get a workout buddy, get an accountability partner. Get someone, a friend, a family member, somebody that can hold you accountable. If you don't have anyone to hold you accountable, you won't do it. I was never going to work out without my women. And by the way, if you'd like to be in the Food Addiction Freedom course, I'm starting a brand new one. I decided to do it starting June 1st. So on hold on, let me look at the calendar. No, it's not June 1st. We're starting on, May 28th. So the week of June 1st. But May 28th starts the brand new Food Addiction Freedom course. And if you'd like, you can send me an email, jd@Ms.FitVegan.com, and I will consider you. I'll send you the application, and we'll see if you're a good fit. But the second thing I wanted to talk about today was that I often get emails from people saying, why can't I control myself around dates and dried figs and dried mangoes and things like that? Why are these dried fruits so hard to stop eating once you start? And the reason is because we are biologically designed to seek out calorically dense foods, okay? This is why people eat meat. This is why people eat donuts. This is why people crave and eat ice cream and chocolate bars and butter and nuts and dried fruit. And yeah, some of these foods are healthier than others, but you have to understand that all of these foods, avocados and anything with fat, sugar, oil in it, are very calorically dense foods, okay? And so this is what you are biologically designed to seek out, because we used to not have supermarkets. We used to actually have to find our own food. That is what we did all day. We got up, we didn't exercise, we got up and we started looking for food, okay? And that was our exercise. And now we're like in spin classes and we have so much excess. I mean, I bought a box and a bag of dates the other day, which I don't know why I bought both. Doesn't even make sense to have that many dates in the house. And so what happened yesterday was that I made juice in the morning. Okay, so in the morning, I made juice. I went to the beach with my roommate, and then I got really busy working, looking for a venue for Woodstock Fruit Festival, because the one that I found, it fell through. It's just not going to work. So we're not doing it in Texas. I'm dedicated to finding a place in Florida. So that means I got to do a lot of work to find it because I've been having some difficulty finding the perfect venue. I was going to say I can't find it, but that's not true. I am going to find it. And so I was on the phone and on the computer for about 5 or 6 hours yesterday, just calling all these places, talking to the owners of each venue. There's a lot of religious camps and religious properties in the United States, and they only allow religious groups to rent it out. So that's something I didn't know until I got into the fruit festival business. But long story short is I was on the computer for like 6 hours yesterday, and I made all this juice. So I was drinking juice all day, and around 5 or 6 o'clock, I got really, really hungry. So I had some ice cream and I had a salad, and then I had a Zoom. I had 2 Zooms, one from 6 to 8, and then one from 9 to 11 p.m. And around like 9:30, 10, I had finished my salad. I was so hungry. And, so I saw the bag of dates, and I was like, you know what, let me just have a few. So I said, they're Deglet Noir dates, right? They're very small. So I was like, let me just have a few. And back in the good old days, I used to put, almond butter and cacao nibs, and I used to just eat dates to my heart's content because I thought dates were a health food. And it turns out dates are a condiment. Dates are an accessory. Dates are not a meal. Dates are not a health food. Dates are dried fruit. And dried fruit is extremely drying, dehydrating, very calorically dense. And so if you don't have a history of a food addiction, then you might not have an issue. But me, if I don't eat enough during the day, because I'm a human, okay? If I don't eat enough during the day, I'm going to be hungry at night. And I'm not going to be able to work and concentrate because I had to stay on the call until 11 o'clock unless I have something to eat. So I started eating the dates, and I think I probably had about 5 or 6. I can't even tell you, probably 5 or 6. But then I had 2 or 3 of the Medjool dates too, because I have a box of Medjool dates. I know. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, it was so good. But I was like, well, this makes sense. This makes total sense because I didn't eat during the day. Guys, I had juice all day. And I love juice, don't get me wrong. But if you drink juice all day, you're not getting any calories. You're going to eat at night. It's not the date's fault. It's my fault. But what happens is I don't beat myself up anymore because I used to eat fried chicken. I used to eat McDonald's at, midnight drive-through. Okay. I used to eat donuts for breakfast. So there's no sense in me beating myself up for eating some dates last night. Okay. And so, just today I woke up and I was like, all right, I slept really, really good. And I woke up and I was like, okay, I'm not going to make the same mistake because I know what happened. And I don't really want to eat lots of dates. They're not good for my teeth. They're not great for my digestion. I don't want to eat them, and they're addicting. And it's so easy to keep eating them. They're just so, so good. So what I'm doing today is I am prioritizing eating during the day. Ladies, if you don't get your calories during the day from fruit, you will get your calories late at night from other foods. You will break down. You're a human. You're designed to seek out calorically dense foods. I know it can be hard sometimes because sometimes you're not hungry during the day or you're not hungry for breakfast. You got to force yourself. Like right now, honestly, I'm not even hungry, but I'm going to force myself to make a smoothie, and I'm sure I will like it. I'll get hungry in a few minutes or like as soon as I start drinking the smoothie. But me personally, I get hungry late, and it doesn't serve me because then I can't sleep. All right. Then I wake up bloated. I just don't feel great. I feel great when I have at least 2 to 3 or more hours before I go to sleep. If I stop eating 2 to 3 hours before I go to sleep, this is how I feel the best. And let me remind you this simple thing. Brush your teeth after dinner. Now, the only way this works though, brushing your teeth after dinner is such a great little tip to stop eating, but you can only expect to not be hungry if you've eaten enough during the day. And people often ask me, am I eating enough? And they send me a list of what they're eating. I don't know if you're eating enough because only you do. If you're hungry at night, if you're hungry after you eat your big salad for dinner, then you have not eaten enough. No. So the next day, do it differently. Put a few more bananas in your smoothie. Put a few more dates in your smoothie. Get a few more calories in. Okay, the raw food lifestyle is completely different than every other diet because you have to prioritize eating enough. And every other diet on earth wants you to eat not enough, like very little. Every other diet, you're supposed to be in the negative. It's a subtraction diet. But the raw food diet is an abundant lifestyle. You've got to have an abundance of fruit in your house. And you do what you can and you use what you have. If you can't afford organic, don't worry about it, boo. I know so many people that lost so much weight and healed all their health issues by eating non-organic fruit and vegetables. Okay? So please know that that's no excuse at all. Something that's organic and processed is so bad for your health than a non-organic fruit or vegetable, okay? And if you're trying to be raw, which is the healthiest way to live on earth, well, you're not always going to be able to do organic, and that's okay. And some of your mangoes or papayas might be heat treated, and that's okay. And your coconuts might be dipped in formaldehyde, and guess what? That's okay. It's still healthier. It's still healthier than anyone else is eating on earth. Okay? Cooked food, addictive. Oil, processed. The juice in the stores, the coconut water in the stores, pasteurized. So if you can just get those Thai coconuts that supposedly have been dipped in formaldehyde, guess what? That's healthier than every other bottled coconut water on earth because that's pasteurized and there's zero nutritional value in there. It's dehydrating you. Anything you drink that has been pasteurized dehydrates you and robs your body of precious water because it needs water in order to digest that. It's taking away from your body's composition, your water composition. Trust me, you're not going to be ever hydrated properly or feel good drinking anything pasteurized. So all those people that tell me that the coconuts in the stores are so unhealthy because they come from so far and, these people are drinking Harmless Harvest. What a joke. What a joke. Don't do it, boo. Get the fresh stuff. Eat raw, as much raw as possible. You'll never regret it. You'll never, ever, ever regret taking care of yourself. And that's the podcast for today. I just want you to know there's a big difference between me and a lot of people I know, a lot of my clients. And the difference between me and them is that I don't beat myself up for eating dates, okay? And I don't beat myself up for eating nuts either. And if I wanted to last night, I could have. We have lots of nuts in the house now. We have Brazil nuts. We even have cashews. My roommate, she's getting healthy, so she's eating lots of nuts. She's making lots of things, or I'm making it for her. And that reminds me, I got to make her Nutella today because if it's not easy and convenient, she won't do it. So I make her Nutella every week, which is just, I've been doing any nuts. So sometimes it's cashews, cacao, dates, and that's it. And that's the Nutella. Technically, you're supposed to do hazelnut. Today, I only really have Brazil nuts. So I think we'll do Brazil nuts, walnuts, cacao, and dates. And it's just blend that up with some water in the blender. It's literally Nutella. And, personally, I can control myself because I've told myself chocolate is a non-negotiable for me because I just don't want to break out. Every time I eat chocolate, I break out. And so you got to be honest with yourself and you got to say, okay, if this is happening every time I'm eating this thing, this is not part of my diet anymore. I don't eat cacao. I don't eat chocolate. You got to tell yourself that. Your words are setting a spell on your life. So I had to learn this the hard way. And I know this podcast is all over the place, but I'm just being honest. My words had to change because my whole life I was saying I can't sleep. I never sleep. I don't sleep. I wake up in the middle of the night to pee every night. I've never slept 8 hours. I always said that. And you know what happened? That's what happened. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. But now I say every night, literally, I say, I am so happy and grateful now that I sleep straight through the night. I always sleep deeply and soundly, and I wake up energized and refreshed. And I say that over and over and over every single night, right before bed. I go to sleep saying that. Like I say that until I fall asleep. And guess what? I slept straight 8 hours straight last night. 8 hours straight. And I can't even tell you the feeling of having that kind of sleep after, 38 years of not sleeping. I went days without sleeping sometimes. The longest was 9 days. And I really suffered because of this. And I had insomnia my whole life. But now I've realized the power of my words. And so if you want to be a healthy vegan, then you say to yourself over and over and over again, I am a healthy vegan. I am a healthy vegan. If you want to start a YouTube channel, I have a extremely successful YouTube channel. I have an extremely successful YouTube channel. I am a YouTuber. I make money creating content. You got to say it to yourself, because another thing that I've been saying for years and years and years is I just cannot grow. I'm growing at a snail's pace. And guess what's happening? That's what's happening. I cannot grow. I'm growing at a snail's pace. Even though I'm putting out 3, 4, 5 videos a day. At one point, I was doing 8 reels a day. I remember. And it's like, how could I not grow putting out this much content? Well, I was creating my reality. And I still am, and so are you. What are you saying over and over and over? What is your mantras? Is your mantras, I can't lose weight? I can't resist chocolate? Are your mantras, I can't ever stick to anything? Are your mantras, nobody likes me? I can never get ahead in life? I'm not disciplined? What are you saying? Because guess what? That's what you are. I am are the 2 most powerful words in the English language. Watch your words. And if you don't think you're powerful, look around. You have created your entire life, whether you want to admit it or not. So let's create a different one. And so, yeah, that's all. That's the podcast for the day. Stop beating yourself up for eating dates. Just do something different to get a different result. But remember what you used to eat, okay? Dates and nuts are not the worst things in the world. And maybe you don't want to eat them as much. Okay, well then get them out of your house or eat more fruit. If you don't eat enough fruit, you will not be able to resist these things. So I'm going to go make a big smoothie. Like I'm talking about a big smoothie, y'all. Like 8 bananas, okay? And a few dates and some spinach and some water. That's it. Maybe I'll put in some cherries or some pineapple. But I'm making a big, big, big smoothie, and that is going to satisfy me, and that is going to nourish my body and let my body know. I'm going to send my body a signal that says we're not starving. So we don't have to crave other foods. We don't have to eat all the dates in the house because we're not starving. You got to work with your body. Your body's trying to help you. Your body's trying to keep you alive. That's why it's binging. That's why it wants those dates. Send your body the signal that you don't need those dates. You have plenty of other healthy foods that make you feel good, look good, and have great digestion and great skin, and don't make you feel like a failure. If you keep eating the things that make you feel like a failure, it will be a constant cycle. And don't beat yourself up anymore. Do something different instead. I love you. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, boo.